Hi, friends. Welcome to Pieces Here, the series exploring the architects of enough. Today we focus on the theme of the inner path to enough as we dive into the life and wisdom of Mahatma Gandhi. Architect of enough. Gandhi's final wishes scattered him across the land and river, not locked in a shrine. He also left a talisman, a test for conscience in every moment. What if our next action were for the poorest face we've seen? Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born October 2nd, 1869 in Porbandar, India, and died January 30th, 1948 in New Delhi. He trained as a lawyer, lived in South Africa, and returned to India to lead nonviolent resistance, satyagraha, against colonial rule. His life was marked by simple dress, fasting, walking, spinning, and deep integrity. After his assassination, Gandhi's body was cremated on January 31st, 1948, on the banks of the Yamuna River in Delhi. A memorial platform, Rajghat, now marks that cremation spot, a black marble square and an eternal flame. But Gandhi's physical remains were not left in one place. His ashes were divided into many urns, some 50 urns reportedly sent to major cities in India and immersed in rivers and seas across the country and even abroad. These dispersals mirror a choice, not to become a relic, but to become water, river, soil, sea, presence that keeps dissolving and touching distant places. The enough reflection. Carry Gandhi's talisman into your next decision. One of Gandhi's last notes is known as Gandhi's talisman. He wrote, "I will give you a talisman. Whenever you're in doubt or when the self becomes too much with you, try the following expedient. Recall the face of the poorest and the weakest person whom you may have seen and ask yourself if the step you contemplate is going to be of any use to him. Will he gain anything by it? Will it restore him to control over his own life and destiny?" This reminds me of one of the peace tips from Peace Stuff Enough, the new companion book to One More Year. You can find it and follow the Kickstarter at avaskovspec.com/Kickstarter. Pedro says, Gandhi made the radical switch to the simple loincloth in one day, September 22nd, 1921, in Madurai, after seeing poor peasants who literally could not afford to buy the homespun khadi fabric. He immediately vowed to wear nothing more than the poorest Indian could afford, proving his commitment to the masses. Picture the poorest or weakest person you know or have seen. Hold their face in mind. Now imagine your next act. Does it help them regain dignity or part of their agency? If you believe that even your memorial, your legacy should dissolve rather than solidify, how might your choices change today? Words to keep. From Gandhi's Talisman. Recall the face of the poorest and the weakest person. Will he gain anything by this step? Will it restore him to control over his own life and destiny? Gandhi asks us to let that question be our compass, not prestige, not legacy, but the living impact on the struggling and unseen. If this daily message has brought you peace, please take a moment to subscribe and share this episode with someone who needs it. That was the life and wisdom of our architect of enough for this episode. If their story has inspired you to seek your own path to less consumption and more contentment, then please step off the treadmill with me. Let's learn from the architects of enough and discover together that for our planet, for our community, and for ourselves, peace is here. To follow my work, including the new book, Peace Stuff Enough, the entire Pedro the Water Dog Saves the Planet series, and the podcast archive, visit avaskovspec.com. That's also where you can find the link to my current Kickstarter. Our music is Dalai Lama Riding a Bike by the talented Javier Peque Rodriguez. You can find links to his music on Spotify and Bandcamp in the show notes. Thank you again. Listen for the peace.